Thank you. It's amazing how this works. You actually all quiet down. I feel very powerful all of a sudden. Good morning. It's so great to see all of you. Thank you for coming. I'm Klara Jelinkova. I'm Vice President and University Chief Information Officer, and I'm delighted to invite you to the 10th Annual IT Summit on behalf of the CIO Council, my wonderful colleagues that you will see throughout the day actually taking part in the summit. So please welcome the CIO Council as well. Thank you. But I'm also thrilled that Harvard's Executive Vice President, Meredith Weenick, is here to welcome everyone. Of course, Meredith needs no introduction, but I hope that you will allow me a very, very brief introduction. Meredith serves as the Chief Administrative, Business, and Operating Officer, and prior to her appointment as Executive Vice President, she was Vice President for Campus Services for the last 8 years. She also previously served the city of Boston in multiple capacities. In 2002, she joined Mayor Thomas Menino's administration as a policy advisor. And in 2010, she was appointed as the city's chief financial officer and collector treasurer. She's also a college and HBS alumna. Please join me in welcoming Meredith to the stage.
It's nice to be welcomed. It's also nice to welcome all of you. It's really terrific to see so many people in Sanders Theater, so many great administrators and others from across the university. You know, being in Sanders Theater reminds me of two things that are very special about Harvard. One is places like this. You are sitting in a building that is over 100 years old, that is meant for exactly what you are doing, to bring together the university community to participate in learning and in education and furthering our mission. So it's a very special thing for me to see all of you here. And the second thing is that we are a learning institution, right? That is our mission. And so it is great to be with all of you to pursue new topics, interesting ideas, innovation, all of the things that you all are engaged in every day. And maybe the last thing is to say, and to do it in person, which I think is particularly special after our 3+ year hiatus of not being able to convene for the IT Summit. So it's really nice to see all of you and to be with you here today. I just want to say a few things about the value of technology to our academic enterprise and to running the $6.5 billion business that is Harvard. You all have a piece of that, whether it is academic technology, whether it's the network, whether it is administrative systems, all of the parts and pieces of technology that drive who we are and what we can accomplish today and into the future, ride the backbone of technology. And that's why every person in this room plays a really important role in advancing the university's academic mission. It's worth noting, of course, in the 3 years since we gathered together in person last, that all of the work that you do has been even more important, if that's possible, across the urgent days of the pandemic, through remote work, enabling all of the university's business to continue, both academic and administrative, throughout the last 3 years. It's nice to be back, but it's important to recognize all of the accomplishments, particularly of the dark days of 2020. And important to remember, too, that we never missed a beat, right? The university continued to operate the same on, as I like to think about it, March 14th, as it did on March 13th, 2020, the sort of D-Day, and into the rest of the years of the pandemic. And so that's a credit to you and your teams and all of the hard work that you have accomplished. So I think today's agenda is really exciting. I hope that many of you were able to participate in the hackathon. Klara was just giving me the lowdown on yesterday's program, which sounds really interesting and exciting and a little bit unknowable for a Luddite like myself. But I think today's agenda is a really terrific marrying up of our internal experts with external experts, and opportunities for all of us to think ahead and be part of the innovation that we both know we need and need to participate in as we continue to evolve. I think a lot about Harvard's nearly 400-year history, particularly when we're in rooms like this. It's crazy to be on this stage, right? It is momentous. But when we think about our 400-year-old history, we don't operate the same way we did in 1636, and we won't operate the same way in 2024, by the way, that we do in 2023. And so seeing ourselves as agents of change and innovators and idea generators wherever you are in the organization. The best ideas are the people who are working on the problems, and you're all working on your own problems. And that's really important to the university's mission. So part of what's really interesting to me about today's agenda are all of the sessions. I hope you will enjoy each and every one of them. And mostly, I hope that you will enjoy being with each other, learning from each other, meeting somebody new. I hope that everybody at some point today meets somebody new. Actually, I can't see anything, but I'm just going to ask, who is new to the university, was hired to the university since summer of 2020? Raise your hand. All right, so I want everybody else who can see, doesn't have lights in their eyes, look at the people who have their hands up and go introduce yourself if you have not already met that person. And also give everybody a round of applause because they are important parts of this team, and you may not know them. You may know them only as a name on a screen or an email in your inbox or a little video box. This is your opportunity to find out how tall everyone is in real life. But also to make connections. That we know that our network is only as strong as the connections that we have interpersonally, and this is where you can put a face to a name and really connect and take the time across in between sessions and over lunch and at the reception later to really enjoy that and enjoy each other. Because as Larry Bacow often says, Harvard is not its buildings, it is its people. And you are the people that make Harvard go. So I am grateful to you, and thanks for the opportunity to greet you all today. I'm going to hand it over to Klara to go over the agenda for the day. So thank you. I'm going to go down this way. Indeed.
Thank you, Meredith. We are so grateful that you joined us today and you're going to spend the morning with us. The summit is really the only time that the entire Harvard community comes together. And it creates this unique opportunity for connection that Meredith actually mentioned. And what that really allows us to do is to support the three pillars of the IT Summit, which is to learn from each other, to connect with each other, and to connect with the mission of Harvard University. Since the last time we had in-person summit, things have changed. Quite a bit, actually. And so not only are we celebrating the 10th summit this year, but we are also trying something new. This year, we are embracing team creativity, innovation, and thought leadership. These are the types of qualities that were on display during COVID-19 pandemic, and that is really what helped Harvard continue to operate. And it eliminates from all of you, and the CIO Council is very interested in infusing the summit and the days beyond the summit with those types of qualities, the spirit of creativity, innovation, and thought leadership, and keeping them alive. At yesterday's hackathon, more than 300 participants hacked and explored new ideas. If you have participated in the hackathon, can you raise your hand or stand up? Please, round of applause for our inaugural hackathon participants. You can also identify them by the yellow badges and talk to them about their projects. And during the midday, during the lunch hour, there's going to be the midday meetup in the Science Center atrium that is going to feature clusters where you can talk about some of the topics that people hacked on. These include creative explorations of AI, and as you know, AI is going to be a topic here as well. Using data visualization, identifying innovative ways to improve accessibility, and using new tools and methods to identify security vulnerabilities. The topics on today's agenda are similarly diverse, from AI to innovation to climate. This variety beautifully illustrates the role of technology professionals at Harvard. Technology is a vital part of this university, as Meredith already mentioned. This afternoon, we will close with keynote address by Professor Jim Stogg, who will be discussing a key societal challenge, climate change. As we approach bold topics such as climate change and sustainability, I hope that each one of you is going to ask themselves, how can I help? What tools do I have to support our community efforts in this space? And continues to lead and continues to innovate side by side with faculty and students and fellow administrators. Before we get started with today, I would like to take a moment to thank to all the groups involved in this year's summit. Thank you to the host, CIO Council. Thank you to our partners in organizing the event, the Center for Digital Education. And thank you to our event organizers, supporters, exhibitors, and our exciting keynote speakers and panelists. Please, can I have a round of applause? Our first event today is a fireside chat on an exciting topic, which is the use and impact of AI in education. And we are very lucky that Rob Oatman, who is the Chief Information Officer of Graduate School of Education, is going to lead us. So Rob, do you want to come up and introduce your panel?